This concept was initially discovered by Jonas Likegaard, and somebody else created the proof of concept for it. And we shared the GitHub link, by the way, in the resources. And Latrodectus uses a stealthy self-deletion trick using this ADS, and it kind of renames its file stream and sets it for deletion when closed. So erasing all traces from the disk while staying active in memory. So it's another defense evasion tactic. Also, our VTI score is 4 out of 5. It's high. Actually, here I would like to turn again to Patrick. Maybe would you have any note to add here? So I remember you touched on this one during the past webinar.
Yes, I mean, it was already a great explanation anyway, so there's not much from my side I can add. But yes, as you said, we actually have seen this technique being used in Latrodectus samples. Interestingly, though, not in all of them. I think they had this technique in some earlier versions. Then it got removed again. Then I think it got added again. So it's hopefully, it's like a switch on and switch off what they're doing here in this case. But I think it's a very interesting technique that we haven't seen before. So there was no other malware family where we came across that is using this one. Also, not up until now, actually. But yeah, it's quite easy in the end. They are just executing the file, and then they are renaming the alternative data stream, or they actually moving the actual content into an alternative data stream so that the main stream is actually being gone. And then using some specific APIs in the background to just flag this file to be deleted at the end by the operating system. And I think the most interesting point here is that this works. So usually when you run or when you execute a file on Windows, you can't delete the file because it's being used actively by the process that is running the file, right? And this technique enables threat actors to still execute the file and then just delete the file afterwards while the process continues to run in the background. And this is, I think, very interesting and shows a lot of effort that they have put into this, figuring that out, I guess. But also, of course, causing some issues for traditional monitoring solutions because a lot of them rely on files that are being also on the disk. And at the end, it makes post-execution analysis, like incident response, for example, also way more difficult, especially, for example, if you don't have a snapshot of the machine or someone like shut down this machine, then incident response and memory forensics are getting way more difficult because this file usually doesn't exist anymore on disk. It only relies in memory. And that's also why it's important if it comes to incident response and memory forensics that you remind yourself to not shut down the machine, but maybe just pause it, unplug it from the network, but at least trying to keep it running, that further investigation also is easier than when you basically shut those machines down.